guys, what's up? It's your girl, Jennifer Lau, master trainer in Toronto, Canada. I'm super excited to share a high-intensity core workout with you guys today that focuses on stability. First, we're gonna get warmed up, so join me on the floor as we take a big step forward into the world's greatest stretch. You're gonna take your right elbow, dip nice and low, and twist as you reach up towards the ceiling. Feel that rotation through your spine. Pushing back, take a step forward with your left, dip your left elbow down. Big exhale as you twist. Let's alternate for a few reps here. Dip, exhale, twist. Good, keep switching. So feeling the length in our hip flexor, finding nice full rotation through our spine. You'll also feel your shoulders warmed up and your chest. Use your breath to guide that stretch. Exhale as you twist. We'll do one more on each side. Great. Now let's push back, find a seated position. We'll go into 90-90 stretches. So start with your hands behind you, feet shoulder width apart. Let your knees drop from side to side. So internally rotating and externally rotating through our hips. Now, the closer your feet are, the more intense you'll feel that stretch. So find what's comfortable for you. Again, use your breath, exhaling as your knees fall from side to side. Finally, we'll come down to our backs. Take your palms out, plant them onto the ground. Bend your knees, keeping your feet on the ground. Let your knees fall from side to side. Warming up our low back. Again, exhaling each time our knees fall. Just a few more here. All right, we're ready to get started. Your first superset is 2 movements. I'll demo both of them, then you follow along, and we'll work through each one for 20 seconds. So your first movement, find a high plank position, shoulder taps. So you're gonna take your right hand and tap your left shoulder, pause, and return back to the ground. Left hand taps your right shoulder, pause, and return back to the ground. So try not to move your hips through this movement. Our second movement starts in the same position. Now we're gonna reach back with our opposite hand to opposite foot, finding length through our hamstrings and coming back to that tall plank position. Taking your left hand, pushing back towards our right heel and returning to that tall position. All right, so we've got 20 seconds of work here. Let's go. Tap, pause, and return. Left hand taps to your right shoulder, pause, and return. Squeeze your glutes. Flex your quads through this movement. Imagine a small glass of water on the small of your low back. Try not to spill that glass of water. You've got 2 and 1. Now taking your right hand, reach back towards your left ankle and come back to that tall position. Let's go, 20 seconds. Hips high as you drive back. Return back to tall plank. Reach. Exhale as you reach. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So take a quick sip of water if you need to. Shake your arms out. We have 30 seconds of rest. We're going to go right back down to tall plank position. So in this, remember, keeping your hips square. Imagine 2 headlights on your hips. You want to be lighting the ground straight in front of you, not veering off to the side. So shoulders stacked over your hands, feet behind you. 20 seconds, right hand to your left shoulder. Let's go. Exhaling as you tap and hold. Squeezing your glutes, flexing your quads. Remember, try not to shift through your hips here. Good job, guys. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now right into our pikes, taking your right hand, reach back towards your left heel, back into tall plank. 5 seconds. Last 3 seconds. And 1. Good job, guys. We have one more set of this, so give your arms a quick shake, and we're gonna find ourselves back in that tall plank position. So shoulders stacked over your hands, feet hip width apart. Here we go, 20 seconds. Right hand taps to your left shoulder, pause, and return. Left hand taps to your right shoulder, pause, and return. Remember, keeping your glutes squeezed and your quads flexed. Keeping nice, quiet hips through this movement. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Right into our reaches. Take your right hand, reaching for our left ankle. Return into that high plank position, 20 seconds. Big exhale as you reach. Feel that stretch through your hamstrings. Core stays nice and engaged. Belly button to your spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, guys. Grab a quick sip of water, hydrate while I demo the next superset. So you're gonna find yourself in a side plank position. So here, I want your shoulders stacked over your elbows, hips are stacked, knees are stacked. You'll keep your bottom knee bent, and all you're gonna do is lift your hip off the ground. Tapping, exhale with each raise. So we'll do 20 seconds on each side. The second movement stays in that high plank position, taking your top arm to tap your top foot. All right, here we go. Find yourself in that side plank position. So shoulders stacked over your elbows, hips stacked, and knees stacked. We have 20 seconds of work. Let's go. Lift and tap. Exhale as you drive your hips up towards the ceiling. Keeping your belly button close to your spine, maintaining that tension through your core. Feeling your glutes here. Exhale up. You've got 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's spin around and get 20 seconds on our left side. So again, shoulders stacked over your elbows, hips stacked, knees stacked. 20 seconds. Let's go. Lift. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back on our right side, we're gonna go into our front kicks from the side plank position. So shoulders stacked, hips stacked, finding that position, 20 seconds, and reach. Big crunch at the top, reach for your toes. If your ankle or your calves are available to you, same thing, same movement, use what you can. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides, 20 seconds, let's go. Up and go. It's important to train our core and our glutes, as our glutes support the strength and stability through our abdominals. You got 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna got 2 more sets left. We'll go back to our right side, find our hip dips, shoulders stacked over your elbows, and 20. Up, exhale, lift. To increase the intensity through this movement, take your time coming down, time under tension, and then driving up. Otherwise, keep my pace. For 2, and 1. All right, legs around, shoulders stacked over your elbows, hips tall, knees stacked, 20 seconds, and lift. Dip, exhale, lift. Belly button to your spine. If you like, you can increase the intensity by lifting that top leg. Otherwise, keep your foot on the ground, staying with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kicks. Back onto your right side. Find that side plank position. 20 seconds. Here we go. Kick and reach. Exhale, crunch. Remember, guys, you can reach for your ankle or your calf. depending on the flexibility in your hamstring. Exhale. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. 20 seconds left on your left. Hips high. Here we go. 20 seconds. Reach. Keep those hips high. Feeling that small fire burning through your left glute. We're almost there, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. All right, one more set and we've got this. So on your right side, shoulders stacked, hips in line, 20 seconds, hip dips. Lift and tap. Exhale. Remember, finding time under tension, going a little bit slower will increase the intensity without adding weight, or you're keeping my pace. Almost there. Last time on this guy. 3, 2, and 1. Swing your legs around. Left side, shoulders stacked, hips in line, knees ready. Here you go, 20 seconds. Dip and drive. Exhale. Big exhale, lifting your hips nice and high. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Kicks. Back on your right side. Shoulders stacked, hips high, and kicking. Together, 20 seconds. Let's go. Big kick. Try not to swing as you come back. Don't use momentum. Use the strength in your core to find that extension at the top. Last 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Last 20 seconds. I know. Left elbow on the ground. Shoulders stacked, hips high. 20 seconds. Let's go. Kick, inhale, and exhale. Try to keep your hips high. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. Grab a quick sip of water. I'll demo our next superset, which starts with Russian twist with fallout. So you're gonna start on the ground, legs are bent. You're gonna come up to a seated position, reach for your hips, left, then right, then back onto the ground. So you're coming up, reaching for your hips, twisting from side to side, resetting on the ground. From here, your second movement begins on the ground, so spread your feet so you're at shoulder width, lifting your hips nice and high. You're gonna take your right hand and reach up and over to tap the ground. Returning back to the center, taking your left hand, lifting your hips nice and high, reaching up and over to tap the ground. You ready? We've got 20 seconds, so we'll start with our Russian twist. Let's go. Back, coming up to find 45 degrees, reaching from side to side, falling back. If you're able to, you can grab a small weight or a medicine ball through this movement to increase the intensity. Otherwise, you lace your fingers and practice that range of motion till you're comfortable. Last 2 and 1. All right, so on your back, we're lifting our hips nice and high, taking your right palm to reach past your left shoulder. Here we go, 20 seconds. Lift and reach. Back down, hips high and reach. So we're working on finding full extension through our hips. Continue to work to strengthen our glutes, which contribute to your core stability. All right, guys, back up. Russian twist. Fall back down. Exhale as you come up. Try not to use momentum. Control this movement. Up to 45 and down. If it's available to you, you can take your feet off the ground as you twist. Otherwise, keep your heels nice and low. Last 3, 2, and 1. Back on your backs, heels digging in towards the ground. 20 seconds. Lift and reach. Reset, lift, and reach. Exhale as you lift, exhale as you reach. Inhale, exhale, drive. Keep driving through those heels. Last 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. One more set, guys. Coming up into your Russian twist. Reach. Slowly lower down. As you come up, try to lead with your shoulders as opposed to your chin. Big crunch, nice and controlled. Twist. You've got 4 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, back on your backs. Feet are shoulder width. Hip drive, 20 seconds. Lift and return. With each one, I want you to find a little bit more extension. We're warm now. Hips up and reach. Good. Belly button to your spine, keeping your core embraced. Ribs down, try not to flare your ribs. Exhale, reach. We've got 3 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Great job. All right, grab a quick sip of water. Our next one's a little bit more intense. We're gonna increase the intensity here. I'll demo the 2 movements for you. The first one is mountain climbers. So you'll start in a tall plank position, shoulders stacked over your palms. Extend your legs back so they're hip width apart and tuck your right knee to your chest. Switching. Bring your left knee to your chest. So we're alternating knee drives here. Increasing the intensity, we'll go a little bit faster with quick feet, but we'll start here. Your second movement begins in a low plank position, so coming down onto your elbows, and you're gonna shift your shoulders forward and back to your starting position. So it's a shift and then back. All right, so let's start with mountain climbers. We have 20 seconds of work on the clock, starting now. Let's do a few, nice and slow. Exhaling with your knees towards your chest. Last 10 seconds, nice and fast. Let's go. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming down to your elbows. Feet behind you. Shifting forward, 20 seconds. And rocking back. Shift forward and back. Exhale as you shift forward. Almost there, guys. 10 seconds. Keep squeezing your glutes, flexing your quads. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Quick shake of your arms. Back to your mountain climbers. 20 seconds. I know it's a little faster. Here we go. 20 seconds. Go. Remember, you can always go nice and slow. Otherwise, you're going quick feet with me. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, back onto our elbows. Feet behind you, 20 seconds on the clock. Shift and return. You can also drop your knees to modify this. Continue to shift forward and push back. Shift forward and push back. Otherwise, you're up on your toes with me. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, shake your arms down. We've got one more set of this. Find your mountain climber position. Shoulders stacked over your palms. 20 seconds. Let's go. Knees to your chest. Quick feet. Pulling your belly button to your spine. Almost there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Woo! Last 20 seconds on your elbows. Find your low plank position. Stack your shoulders over your elbows. Here you go. 20 seconds. Go. Belly button pulled up towards your spine, pushing forward, sitting back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. We have one more superset left for you. I'll demo them while you take a quick sip of water. So your first one starts in a bear hold position. So shoulders stacked over your palms, knees are hip width, just under your belly button. So from here, tucking our toes, pulling your belly button to your spine, corkscrewing our palms in towards the ground. You need to lift your knees 1 inch over the ground. So that's your hold. In this position, our second movement is a side kick through. So lifting opposite hand to opposite foot, I'm going to rotate, kicking my bottom foot out and under, and returning back to that bear hold position. So we're going to be switching from side to side. Exhale as you kick, pulling your elbow nice and far back. All right, so come down onto the ground, shoulders stacked over your palms. You have 20 seconds of our bear hold now. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Knees off the ground, pulling your shoulder blades down and back, corkscrewing your palms in towards the ground. So I'm not in this position. I'm here with a nice neutral spine. 10 seconds. 10. Keep breathing. Keep your knees hip width apart. Just 1 inch over the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Kicking from one side, returning back to center, kicking to the opposite side. Try to find nice long lines as if you're pulling your foot and your elbow away from you. Exhale with each kick. A few more here. 3, 2, and 1. Shake that out. We have 20 seconds back in our bear hold position. Shoulders stacked over your palms, toes tucked under. Here we go, 20 seconds, and lift and hold. So you'll find this is your active rest, but we're still working our core. Shoulder blades down and back. If you need to, you can rest your knees on towards the ground, lifting your right hand and then your left hand, but still maintaining that tension through your belly button and your spine. 3, 2, and 1. Into your side kick throughs. Once you're comfortable with this movement, you can speed it up a little bit so your transition doesn't pause in the center. Looks like this. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, last set, guys. 20 seconds. Find your bear hold position. Shoulders stacked over your palms. Feet hip width. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Knees float 1 inch over the ground. Shoulder blades down and back. Keep breathing. Remember, you always have the option to drop your knees, lifting your palms. Otherwise, you've got both knees off the ground with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last 20 seconds. Side kick throughs. Kick. Exhale as you twist and kick. Let's crank it up for the last 10 seconds. 10, switching nice and fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, guys. I know you're huffing and puffing, guys. I'm definitely huffing and puffing. Core is nice and warm, and we did a lot of work today. That was tons of fun without a lot of flexion, so nice and easy on the hip flexors. We're gonna cool it down, but we're gonna start with a little bit of wrist relief because we spent a lot of time on the ground. So taking your palms facing out, hands together, you're gonna bring it in towards your chest. Exhale as you push away. Inhale and exhale. Show our wrists a little love here. You can also lace your fingers. You want to rotate counterclockwise and clockwise. Let's take your breath down, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. All right, let's find a child pose. So toes together, knees nice and wide. Walking your hands forward as far away from you as possible. And we're gonna take a deep breath, exhaling through our heels. Pushing our hips back, finding more length as we walk our fingertips away from our ears. Now we're gonna shift onto our elbows. Lying flat on the ground, drawing your shoulders down and back away from your ears, looking up as we press our palms into the ground. Let's squeeze our glutes here to protect our low back. Deep breath. Last few breaths, inhale
Pushing in towards the ground. Feeling that stretch all the way down the front of our abdominals. Keeping your glutes squeezed and relax.
Now we're gonna push in towards our palms, push into the ground, and back into a down dog. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, push a little bit harder, finding more length through our calves and hamstrings. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, push back. Amazing work, guys, today. So happy you could join me. Hope your core is feeling nice and strong. Until next time, stay sweaty, healthy, and happy training.